What's going on, people? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV and welcome back to another video. This is your preview for Tottenham versus Chelsea. It's what, 4th versus 5th in the Premier League?
For now.
I've got Ben from Sim from Tottenham
don't
TV.
Worry,
Sorry.
we all get confused. You're not the first guy to do that.
Yeah, bro, how are you feeling about today? Because it's been a much different Tottenham side from the one we've seen for a lot of this season.
Look, yeah, you're not facing us at the best time. I think confidence is high at the moment within the squad. I think since Jose's come in, we've had obviously everyone can see an upturn in fortunes. I think the win against Wolves, where it wasn't your typical Spurs win where we're playing free-flowing football, we had to dig deep to get that result, and we had to defend well. And I think that definitely instilled more belief in this team. And I think I'm more confident than I would have been a few weeks ago. And given the fact you were 12 points ahead of us 5 games ago, we've cut that to 3 points after 5 games. I think the momentum's with us, and especially you coming to the Lane as well. It's our first big game, pretty much at White Hart Lane, in the new stadium.
Yeah, but we do know about Tottenham and the big occasion.
We like
Don't go well together.
And also our first, Wembley. Our first game at Wembley was against you,
wasn't
it?
Yeah.
That didn't go quite well, did it? But I think the last few times at White Hart Lane you've come, I don't think you've got a result. So
nah, it used to be 3 Point Lane. We can't even call it that no more.
No anymore.
But it's a new lane, so we can go and rewrite history.
I think since we broke our duck when Lennon scored that goal in 2006, I think maybe we've won once away from home.
We've won We've done Spurs away and won, I think.
You beat us
2012.
When Mata scored twice.
Yeah.
And then obviously when Alonso scored twice. I think that's the only 2 times.
Shit, that's it.
I think that's it.
That is it, you know.
So
okay.
We always do usually turn up for this game. We know, Spurs is probably your number 1 rivals, so you're going to be well up for it. But I think under the lights in this massive game for top 4, we know a win takes us into the top 4. I think we'll have too much for you. I really do. Okay,
interesting. Now, we know things have changed in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to come out and say we know what Jose Mourinho has done for your side. What's been the biggest change you've seen in Tottenham since Mourinho has been appointed?
It's a weird one because you expect when Jose comes in that we'll shore up the defence, or we won't be so leaky, and we'll start being a bit more pragmatic, and that free-flowing football that we saw under Poch might end. But it hasn't been the case. We've had a bit of a shift in formation. We now play this quite fluid formation with 3 at the back and wing back, and not even wing backs. We kind of play Aurier wing back, a couple of centre mids, and a front 3. But it's fluid because it changes to a back four when we're out of possession. It's a bit weird. So it's a bit of a change in tactical approach. But in terms of the actual how we're playing, it's still the same attacking football that we're seeing. We're still quite open at the back as we've been this season. So I think it's just which is good for you guys. But you've also been quite open in the back. But I think it's the attacking football's still there, which is nice. Not too much has changed in our approach. It's just been, I think, a new voice, a new kind of a different sort of tweaks in tactics has changed. But in terms of how we're actually playing, we're probably not pressing as high as we were under Poch. I think we're slightly more pragmatic in terms of we do sit a bit deeper now. We're not just constantly pressing high.
See how this slowly starts seeping into.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. But right now, it's only been 5 games. Jose has been pretty adamant that he hasn't had that much time on the training ground with the team, because it's always been game, rest day, one training session, then game, then rest, because it's pretty much been midweek. And he always says, he has said that he's not the type of manager who likes to do his tactics in meetings and stuff. He doesn't like talking about tactics. What he likes to do is on the pitch. That's how he likes to train. He likes to train his team, getting on the pitch and physically getting them to do things that are how he wants them to play. That's how he likes to train. So that's why we haven't seen too many changes as in an approach so far. But this is actually the first time we've had a whole week since he's come in to actually implement his ideas, and he's actually earmarked this week particularly as a week that he's going to get his ideas across to the team more readily than he has been able to. So not much has changed so far, but he said given time there will be changes.
Okay, interesting. Now let's talk about the game, because like we said, 4th versus 5th, there's a lot riding on this game and only 3 points separating both of us. Where do you think is the key parts of the pitch where the game's going to be won and lost?
The worrying thing is, I think the key part of the pitch is in centre mid, which at the moment we're struggling, and that's where your strong point is as well. I think your centre midfield is wonderful. I really do. I think Jorginho his passing ability is absolutely world class.
Oh my gosh, we've got opposition fans that respect it.
Finally! I think he's completely underrated, Jorginho. I love it. I love watching him play. I love some of the passes he does. He's so good. Kovacic has come along so much. I really wanted him at Tottenham last season when he was going. I
was worried about that, because you man were talking about Dembele replacement.
Yeah,
I was like, don't give him Kovacic.
And you snapped him up on loan, and you've now signed him permanently. I think he's
even with a transfer ban. I love it.
He's come on leaps and bounds this season. That's which is really frustrating me. I think this season he's actually been one of the best in the Premier League.
Definitely.
He's been so good. And obviously you've got Kante as well. They haven't even mentioned him.
Speaks for himself. People have been questioning about whether he'd even start games now, the way our midfield's moving.
Which is worrying, and the problem for us is we have Dyer and Sissoko, who's probably going to start in there centre mid, because Ndombele, however good he is, which I think his ability is up there with the best, he can't last more than 45 minutes, and he's so injury prone. He hasn't been able to get fit so far since he's been at Spurs. So that's a big worry for us. Dyer, he can't turn on a ball. He receives the ball and
I see how many blue shirts he kicks on Sunday.
That's the only way we're going to get through. And so that's the worry for me. That central midfield area, you guys are really strong. That's our particularly weak. But where I do feel we could obviously hurt you is going forward. Son, Dele, Lucas, Kane. I expect all four of them to start. And your defence has been pretty poor this season, I think. It's been pretty open. You don't have much experience there, except for maybe, Azpilicueta. So I think we can hurt you going forward. I think that will be a big area for us. I think our defence, you would worry a bit, but I think you've been a bit blunt recently. But maybe it's because teams are sitting back and we're not going to sit back as much as those other teams. But I think our defence is better than your defence in personnel-wise. So I think in that, just because of that, we might come out on top. But I think the central midfield areas and our attack is where the game could be won.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I agree with you on all of that. Midfield, I think we're way better than you on. Yeah. But the rest of the pitch, I'm not even going to lie, I'm just throw that to you. But the good thing is the midfield is the most vital part of the pitch, and that is where the game's won and lost. So I'm glad we got that at least.
Just hoping we can bypass the midfield and get it straight to Kane and Dele. I'm hoping for.
I hope not, but Kane and Ali, well, Dele Alli especially, has been growing mad since Jose Mourinho's been appointed. And how do you think he's going to be impacting him?
You know what? Dele Alli loves to play against Chelsea as well. He has a very good record against Chelsea. So obviously, look, it's obvious to everyone he's come on leaps and bounds since Jose's come in. He's got that belief back in him. He's got that swagger about him, that arrogance that he didn't have under the last 6 months where Pochettino was there.
How is he missing that though?
Why? I tell you why. Because Pochettino, I think more out of necessity than it was because of where he wanted Dele to play, but he was playing Dele a lot deeper than Jose's playing Dele. Okay. Dele's pushed Jose back to where he should be. Jose's put Dele back to where he should be, which is up front with Harry Kane, as close to him as possible in a kind of free role behind the striker. Poch obviously has played in there numerous times, but in his last 6 months, he was playing him in the kind of number 8 role in the centre mid, kind of box to box, just because we didn't really have the numbers in that centre mid. We were playing Winks and Sissoko there, or Dyer, and we just didn't have that kind of ability on the ball that you need in those areas. But Jose's stuff that he's like, I don't care about that. I'm going to put Dele behind the striker, and everything's coming off for him at the moment. Those tricks, those flicks, those things that he just tries in and around the penalty area that he wasn't trying in those last 6 months. He's now trying again, and they're coming off with an abundance. You saw that goal against Man United. World-class ability to flick over defender in the box.
Yeah, I remember seeing that half-time.
Unbelievable.
That was crazy.
Strike. And those are the sort of things he was doing in his first 2 years at Spurs, which he had stopped doing. So I think Jose knows how to manage him. He's managing him very well. He knows his best role, and he's not tinkering with it. He's putting him in the advanced positions, and that's the difference.
Quick question though, because this was something I was meant to start with, but I completely forgot. Now you guys have pulled the lead between us and you lot from 12 points to 3.
Yeah.
But how did it even get to 12 points in the first place? Because I was looking at, when I look at the top six, and especially the top four rivals, not going to lie, when it comes down to you, Arsenal and Manchester United, usually it's just, I'm more worried about how far we can get off from United and Arsenal. Because you lot generally have a good team all round. What the hell went wrong at the start of the season?
It's hard to put your finger on one specific thing that went wrong. Look, Pochettino, we all love him. We still love him. There are parts of me that disagreed with his sacking at the time. But he clearly lost the voice of the dressing room in terms of they'd stopped listening to his instructions. They weren't pressing as high as they used to. They're not the energetic team that they used to be. When Pochettino first came, what he did was develop a team that was young, that was hungry, that was ready, that was willing to do all the hard work that he was asking them to do, the double training sessions, the hard pressing for 90 minutes, pushing high up the pitch, hounding opposition players. But the thing was, it got to a point where it's been 5 years now, and we hadn't won anything. That's the truth of the matter. There was no trophies in the bank. However good a football we were, which we were very good, and however much we progressed as a team, every time we got to that stage where we could make that final step, we always choked. And he did make.
I had to. I'm sorry, I had to.
He did. The truth was, in big games, he constantly was making errors. Every time something would happen in a big game where it would go wrong for some point, a lot of tactically it would go wrong. And it's not to say that over time, if we gave him more time, he couldn't have got it right. Because at the end of the day, this is the first time he's been in a job for this long. He's never been in a job for like 5 years with one team. So he was never seen a team develop for so long and develop his tactics that way. And I think it just got to a point where these players were not that as young as they were, and they didn't have the right qualities to perform the tactics, I think, that a team like a Pochettino team requires, which is a lot younger, a lot hungrier. And that's what he wanted. He kept saying how he needs to freshen up the squad. He needed to freshen things up in the summer. He needed a big rebuild. He didn't get that rebuild. We kept the same players that we got, pretty much, by and large. We signed ourselves in Ndombele, but by and large, we kept with the same team. And they weren't up to what he needed. And I think now the team we have is a bit more experienced. They have a bit more know-how about them, and I think they're ready for a manager like Jose Mourinho to come in, who's a real winner, who has that winning mentality. These players are ready for a kind of different kind of approach than Pochettino's approach, I think. And I think Jose could be the perfect man because he has that bit more pragmatism about him, where he's not going to just go gung-ho and go high press all the time. He's not going to demand as much energy out of his team as Pochettino maybe demands. That was probably the right fit for us to go with. And that's why I think in the first half of the season it was an absolute disaster, because the team just weren't up to how Pochettino wanted to play anymore.
What's going to happen when Jose asks for money then for his rebuild? Is Levy going to give it to him instead?
Look, we hear conflicting things in the papers. Some people say he's going to get money to spend. Some people say he's already been told there's going to be no money in January. I'm hoping he'll get some money to spend. The truth of the matter is, this squad doesn't need that much investment. It needs a few players, but it doesn't need 300-400 million like maybe United needed. We have a very good base. We need maybe a right back. We need maybe a couple of fullbacks and maybe another centre mid. I think the attacking players are there. Dele, Son, Kane, Lucas. They can hurt most teams on their day. I think where we need to upgrade is definitely a centre mid to upgrade on Dyer, because he likes Dyer, because we don't really have another better defensive mid than him. And obviously we got Rose and Ori at fullback, or Vertonghen at fullback, where not the best, in all honesty, they could be upgraded on. But other than that, we've got a very solid team, and I think they could adapt well to how Mourinho likes to play. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, interesting. Last question. Let's just go straight into score predictions. How are you feeling about Sunday?
I think we're in a good moment at the moment. We had a bit of a reality check against Man United where we were very confident going into that game. Me personally, I thought we were going to go into that game and win. I really did. And we got hit with a big reality check that maybe we're not as good as we thought we were. or maybe we underestimated Man United. But I think we learned from that, and I think we especially against Wolves, you could see that we were the ability to dig deep and get a result over the line. I think we're going to be very confident going to this game, especially because it's at home, first big game at the new stadium. The fans are going to be up for it. The momentum is with us. We've won 5 of our last 6 games, and you've lost 4 of your last 5. I think we're going to win. I can see a high scoring game. Both defences have been very poor this season. They're very open, but both attacks have been pretty good. I can see you guys creating chances, but I think our attack I think we got a better squad at the moment. So I think it's going to be an open game. We're just going to shade it. I can see something like 3-2 to Spurs.
Okay, 3-2. I'm going for 2-1. I still... You saying it's a high-scoring game makes me want to change it, but I'm still going to push 2-1. I still think it's going to be a bit of a tight game between both of us. Both teams are going to be up for it. I know your players have hated us ever since 2016.
Yeah, it's true. That game's developed a big rivalry between the actual squads.
And I've loved it.
Apart from not even just the fans, just those two actually playing squads, it's developed a big rivalry there.
The hate, especially the last 10 minutes, just speaks for itself. Eric Dyer, who else? Ryan Mason, all just kicking the shit out of us. But I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. I think a lot of these players, for them to make a big name for themselves at Chelsea, they're going to want to do some damage at Tottenham away. This is the #1 game for them to make a huge name for themselves and create a moment for them for life as a Chelsea player. Something that you can always go back and remember for one of them.
And it's a big game for your squad, because it's kind of like, how good are you? How good do you think you are? Because you've had that great run with Lampard, now you've had a bit of a poor run. And this game now, with top 4 on the line, because if we win, we go into that top 4 position. You need to be able, because obviously you played very well against Man City, but you end up losing. So you need to be able to stamp your authority on this game and just kind of have that belief in yourself. How good are you?
Especially because you just reminded me. Jose Mourinho, I think 2 weeks before he joined you guys, he was saying he likes Chelsea, but he doesn't know if they can do it against the top 6 sides.
Now it's time to prove it.
Very, very interesting. I didn't even go into that. But yeah, now that's just made that game a lot more tastier. 2-1 Chelsea. We got to win this one. Guys, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of your thoughts on Tottenham versus Chelsea down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Blues Fans TV. All of our socials will be down in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out We Are Tottenham TV as well for your finest Tottenham content. And we will see you on Sunday. Let's hope we get the 3 points. Up the Chelsea.
Cold.